Normally when I do a 3-minute warning, I open the show with a little bit of a joke, a little bit of a rhyme, and it's all fun. This week's Smackdown was so bad, I can't even be bothered to think one up. My name's AndiNero, for Holla if you hear me. This is your 3-minute warning for WWE Smackdown, the 3rd of October, 2025, and good lord. Here we go.
Holler if you hear me!
This week's episode opened up with Cody Rhodes coming to the ring. He did his usual stick. He said, "What do you want to talk about?" And all of a sudden, Paul Heyman interrupts with the bronze, and they climb up on the apron. Randy's immediately there, and they have a little bit of back and forth. Heyman says, "Oh, Randy, you're trusting Cody too much," and "Cody, you're trusting Randy too much," and eventually this is all going to fall apart, blah, blah, blah. Everyone goes their separate ways. End of conversation. End of segment. Come back from the break and Mello's walking backstage, gets interrupted by The Miz. They have a little bit of a back and forth, talking about why did you leave me to get beaten up and why do you keep stealing my spot, blah, blah, blah. Eventually, it turns out that Mello's just decided he's done with the partnership and that's that. So he heads off to the ring to challenge Sami Zayn for the United States title. Cut to Sami Zayn coming out to the ring. He comes out to the ring, usual shtick. Gets in the ring and awaits his challenger. Out comes Mello, and Mello is attacked from behind by The Miz with a skull-crushing finale. Mello is laid out. Out comes Aleister Black, says, well, seeing as Mello doesn't look like he's going to be competing, I'll take the spot. So he challenges. It's a decent enough match. It's a good enough match. It's been a while since they fought, but there's a schmoz finish because Damian Priest comes down, interrupts, and costs Aleister Black the match. Sami wins with a Blue Thunder Bomb and the Helluva Kick combination, and that's that. After the match, Damian Priest sticks Aleister Black through the table with the razor's edge. Job done. Next, we had Zarya and Sol Ruka backstage talking about how they're going to challenge for the titles, and eventually the Hervis come along and they're like, oh, we've got an open position for one of you. And they're like, no, we'll meet you in the ring. So there we go. That's the next match. We have Sol Ruka and Zarya versus the Secret Hervis, Alba Fyre and Chelsea Green. The match is what it is. Decent enough match for these girls. Sol Ruka hits the Soul Snatcher and picks up the win over Chelsea Green. So it looks like they're getting a tag title shot in the future. We flash backstage to Charlotte and Alexa, who are talking to Kathy, and they say, yes, they're very impressive, Zara and Sol. Maybe we'll give them a title shot in time. Great. Brilliant. Next, we have a weird promo from Jacob doing his usual shtick about the Yaramin and boring. Same old shit, same old shit. And then following that, we have our backstage segment with Javon Evans and Ray Phoenix, who I did not realise it was Ray Phoenix when he first rolled up. I just thought it was Dragon Lee. I genuinely was completely taken out by the whole situation. But eventually, Humberto Carrillo comes up with Angel Garza, and they challenge him to a match, and that's the next thing we see. Angel Garza and Humberto versus Ray Phoenix and Javon Evans. Decent enough match. Javon flying all over the place. Ray doing the same. They end up picking up the win with Ray Phoenix pinning one of the Garzas with an MMB, Mexican Muscle Buster, which is not a Muscle Buster, it's a Key Crusher. Geek. After that, we get the contract signing between the girls, Stephanie Vaquer and Tiffany Stratton. They have a very, very cordial contract signing. No real issues there. First time in a long time I've actually seen a contract signing take place and be good, and nobody go through a table or get violent. Tiffany Stratton's walking back towards the Tantron in the entranceway, and she gets attacked from behind by Julia and Kiana James, who roll into the ring and ask Stephanie to join their cause. Stephanie attacks Julia. Tiffany comes back and attacks Kiana. Big brawl. Blah. End of segment. We cut backstage again to the fact that Damian Priest is bullying Kit Wilson in a wheelchair again, which I don't like, and then challenges Aleister Black to a last man standing match. Please, for the love of God, let it end. And then we get confirmed that Kiana James and Julia will be facing Stephanie Vaquer and Tiffany Stratton on next week's Smackdown from Perth. Wonderful. We get another promo from Solo with his MFTs, talking about how there's a piece missing. Quite clearly it's Tama Tonga. Who else is it going to be? And then we get the main event, which is Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton versus the Bronze. Standard Cody and Randy match against the Vision. I mean, what do you expect? It's just a match, a tag match between 4 players, 4 interchangeable heads. That's what it is. Essentially, at the end, Seth Rollins jumps in with Heyman on the apron. Heyman's distracting the referee. Seth Rollins jumps in and stomps Randy, while Cody and Braun are on the outside. Bronson hits the tsunami and picks up the win. After the match, Rollins, Braun and Heyman are walking towards the entranceway. Rollins stops, turns around, runs back to the ring. Heyman's like, don't do it, climbs into the ring, goes to hit Cody, but Cody reverses it and hits the crossroads. And then that's credits. And I'll be honest with you, that was it. This SmackDown was so bad, and I don't know if it was highlighted or low lighted by the fact that the Cincinnati, Ohio crowd were fucking dog shit or what. And I do normally try and stay positive, but honestly, you have got about as much as what happened in that show from this 3-minute warning. It's probably going to go over 3 minutes. I don't really care. I've wasted 2 hours of my life last night watching that show. Either way, drop a like, share this with a friend, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and with your notifications on, you might get told about a video we're doing later on this week where we talk about everything that's happened on Smackdown and Raw. Probably not going to be talking about Smackdown much, but yeah, hopefully Raw is a bit better. Either way, have a great weekend, and I'll see you again.